Hey Michelle, it's Jace here from Adelaide Vehicle Centre. Neil asked me to give you a quick video on the Nissan Pathfinder, just going over a little bit more in depth and showing you all the features that the car has to come with, as well as the condition that it's actually in. But I'll get started for you. Down here, so obviously you got your automatic transmission. If you click it into reverse here, as you can see up on the dash, it comes with your reversing camera, and also you can hear the sensors. So it's a handy thing to have there in case you are driving. Moving on down, you got your cup holders there. Also, it's remote keyless with the push button start just down here, so you don't even have to plug those ones in anymore. This option here is for your four-wheel drive option, so it's classed as an all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, so you actually can take it on the beach and dirt and things like that. Pretty straightforward. Click it over into the auto and it will lock into the four-wheel drive mode, and then if you lock the center diff just there, it will also show up here on the dash for you, but nothing will actually engage until you start driving. So you got those little options there, and then your two-wheel drive just to drive around locally around in the city. This is also your heel assist, or basically called climb assist. So when you're on a downhill descent going four-wheel driving, what this mode does is it judges your speed and things like that with the gears, and obviously the revs to make sure you don't go full bolt down the hill. So it's a cool feature to have just there. All right, glove box, here's your coin compartment, chuck all your wallets and phones and things. Then you got your big center console box. You also have a USB, a 12-volt power source, and an AV port as well. So you can hook up things to it with your AV accessories just there. Moving on over to the aircon. So the one thing I like about the Pathfinder is it's got dual climate control. So if you're anything like me and my partner, I like to be hot, she likes to be cold. This thing will save the argument at the end of the day. So on this side, you got your temperature gauge for the driver's side, and as you can see, it comes up there. Then on the left hand side, you got your temperature gauge for the passenger, and then in the middle is your fan speed. And I can tell you, it is pretty cold. Obviously, a good thing coming from Port Augusta, will get pretty hot up your way, so you got the aircon to keep you cool. And then obviously all your modes and selections of things around the center console bit there. But moving on up, get with your FM AM radio, as well as your CD and AUX and USB. But the car is fitted with Bluetooth connectivity, so that way you can make inbound and outbound phone calls while driving and not have the risk of getting caught by the cops, but actually keeping your eyes on the road and staying safe. So a handy thing to have, especially if you're driving up in the country with a bull bar. Plenty of roofs up that way. So moving on up, if your head unit here, so you got all your status and things like that. So you obviously got your aircon in the middle, your radio selections just there. And if I go to settings, you can set them from all your audio, display, your button options, your camera options, obviously for the reversing camera, all these type of things there. Even give you info, so if you go info, it'll let you know about your fuel economy in the car, how much distance to empty and how much fuel you're using, obviously with the V6 engine, and maintenance. So also let you know when you need to change your oil, your engine oil, your tyre pressure, things like that. So some cool features to come with the car, and it's also got a nice thing called night mode. So basically when you're driving at night, you don't have the center console light blaring in your eyes, which can be annoying, so you can actually flick that one on and off, which is cool. But moving on over to the steering wheel. So on the left hand side here, you got your Bluetooth options, your source, as well as your volume selection, and you can also control the center bit with your radio just here with this little button here. Click enter, things like that. Flick through the radio station, so it's a handy thing to have there, so you don't constantly control it from here. And this little button up here controls your trip display, so it actually tells you a few things on here. So when you're four-wheel driving, it can tell you which how much pressure and how much strain it's got on the front wheels and the rear wheels. And you can also flick through to see warnings, driving assist. Also, it's got a lane detection, so it detects when you're going out of the lanes. Like you said, average fuel economy and things like that. Also, when you're driving, it will let you know your tyre pressure in your tyres, so which is a handy thing to have. So you might notice it pulls to the left sometimes when you're driving, and it will pop up here. If the front wheel's flat on the left-hand side, that's probably the reason why. So it's a cool thing to have just there. On the right-hand side, click it in and away you go. It's really easy to use cruise control. Left-hand side, your windscreen wipers. Right-hand side, your indicator and your lights just there. As you can see down here, there's the push-button start. And on the right hand side, you've got your central locking, your mirrors, as well as your automatic windows just there. So also a nice little feature it's got down here, it's called tow mode. So what tow mode does, basically, if you're towing something, click it into tow mode and it will judge you, obviously, your revs and limits and things like that, especially if you're going up a hill as well. So it makes it easy to, when towing your boat, trailer, caravan, you name it. So, but what we'll do is we'll jump out and have a look underneath the bonnet, and I'll show you around the rest of the car. One thing I will mention, it comes with 5-star NCAP safety rating, so you've got airbags fitted throughout the whole car. Also your curtain airbags and your rear airbags in the backs, especially being the 7 seats. Another necessity, sunny holders. Can't forget your sunnies. And down here as well, one thing I like, especially if you're in the passenger seat, is you've also got this extended sun visor just. So sometimes you get that annoying bit of sunlight that always creeps through the gap there. You've got that one in case that happens. All right. Other than that, I'll jump out, pop the bonnet. I'll get that. I got a phone call, so the video cut out, but I'll get back straight into it for you. A little bit of history about the car itself. So it was originally a company vehicle from a company over in Victoria called Intervet near Bendigo. So they obviously used it rurally as well, because considering they have a bull bar on the front and the K's are up there for the year of the car, I suggest that that's what it would have been used for. But service history is perfect. So they originally brought it from King's Car over in Victoria, which is a Nissan manufactured dealer. The service history on this one, serviced every 10,000 Ks at King's Car. So it's gone back to the exact same place it's came from. I'll show you here. As you can see just down there. So 11,000 Ks, and then it goes to 10 to 20,000 Ks. 30,000 Ks just down there, 48,000 Ks. So it just keeps going all the way up to the last service where it would have been done, if I can get there, at 125,000 Ks, I believe. Let me just get there, otherwise we'll be here all day. Yep, just there. So 127,000 Ks at King's Car. So the good thing is, if you do want to find any information about the vehicle, you can simply give these guys a call and they'll give you a full, printout or anything that you want to know about the car and what service actually got done. So that's a handy thing to have there. I'll pop this one back in there with the rest of the books. But what we'll do now is I'll jump out, pop the bonnet. I'll get Adam to show you the rest of the interior as well. Alrighty, Michelle, so underneath here you've got your V6 petrol engine, so obviously plenty of power if you do need to tow something as well as really comfortable to have driving on the open roads, especially being from Port Augusta. I'm guessing you do a lot of country driving. But one thing I'll mention to you, here at Adelaide Vehicle Centre we have a written structural guarantee. So what that is we structurally guarantee all our vehicles that they've never been in an accident that could affect the structural integrity of the car. So we are quite picky of what we do put on our yards. One thing I'll show you here is, first thing we do, especially with a lot of trade-ins, is we have a look at the nuts and bolts underneath the bonnet. If you see any sign of tool wear or paint missing off it, that gives us an indication that the bonnet's been taken off, and that's how we know it's been an accident, because they've actually had to work on the motor and do some mechanical work to it. Otherwise, they wouldn't pull a bonnet off if it's been hit by a trolley, if you know what I mean. So I'll close that one there. Obviously the big bull bar on the front, also with an LED spotlight just here. So I'll get Adam to show you around this one. So quite a handy thing to have, obviously with a few rows out your way. I'll mention to you on here, there's a few little stone chip marks that have been touched up a little bit as well, but you've got to expect that with the country driving that's been doing. Coming around the rest of the vehicle now, the car itself is actually in really good nick, like the body line work and everything. There's no dents around the vehicle, which is a bonus. I'll get Adam to come down here and show you down the line of the car. So if you can have a look here, like no pin dents, nothing, so it's really straight for what the vehicle is. If you come back here as well, a little stone chip mark just there. Tyres are still in pretty good condition. You can still get 15,000 Ks out of them, which is good. And no gutter rush on the rims, which is a bonus. And we'll come around the rest of the vehicle now. All sensors are in line at the back. I'll pop this one here for you and I'll show you the 7 seats. So generally I'd expect some scratch marks just here on the trim. Obviously being a company car, chucking some things in, but that's in really good nick. And the trim itself is in really good condition as well, so it's a bit of a bonus. I'll show you how these 7 seats work. So they fold on up there. Obviously you've got your 7 seats, and then when you fold it down flat, you get a nice flat surface to store some things into as well. 12 volt power source just there on the side. But the one thing I like about the Pathfinders is they have the aircon going all the way through to the back as well. So you can actually keep all your occupants inside cool and safe. That's a good thing to have there. Some of these 7-seaters don't actually come with them, which is not a really good thing. But I'll show you underneath here. Little compartment. It's got a compressor, A good thing to have in case the tyres do go down on the side of the road, you can pump them back up, like I was mentioning to you before. First aid kit, thank you Nissan, and then a couple of little extras here that I honestly don't know what about, so close that one. We'll run around the rest of the vehicle now. Just have a look underneath here for you. A couple of little marks here on the trim, but you've got to expect that, obviously being a used company vehicle. Run around the rest of it now. Coming around the rest of the vehicle, get Adam to show you down this side of the car. Like I said, a few little stone chip marks, but other than that, it's in really good shape. No major dents, no pin dents or anything like that as well. A couple of little scratch marks just here, as you can see, and a few more stone chip marks. But another thing I'll mention about the Pathfinders is they're actually built with a side intrusion bar. So what that is, in case of a side intrusion or a T-bone, the side intrusion bar is a bar going across the doors and everything of the car. So if any case of a side intrusion, it takes the force of the accident, keeping you and all the occupants inside safe. So it's a wicked safety feature to have, especially if you've got kids and things like that in the car as well. But other than that, Michelle, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video gives you a better description on what kind of condition the car's in, as well as the features that it comes with. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks, Michelle.